Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. It's me, Anna, with you here, and today we're here for the latest Benidorm news update. Boy, some news we have for you today. We've basically bought a camper gas stove because we couldn't cook. We all depend on electricity so much that is insane. People bought the small gas stoves with some gas to put inside to be able to cook. No one was able to use their phones, laptops, nothing like this. Electric cars could not be charged, obviously. People couldn't use the ATM machines. People couldn't use anything because it wasn't working. Just if you had cash, you were lucky. And a few places did accept the bank, the card payments, because they've had their own electricity generators inside. A couple of supermarkets, hospitals, hotels, obviously, but all the rest did not, and everything closed down. It was insane and very strange. Honestly, we went like to ages, like centuries ago, where we didn't have any kind of electricity, and it was a very interesting situation. After a few hours, 4 or 5 hours later, when we've seen that it's taking a while, we've purchased a radio. We started to listen to all the information. We went to a car, first of all, to listen for it. We got to see that it's all Spain and Portugal too, and that up until midnight or tomorrow morning, this morning, when we film this video, we wouldn't have any kind of access to electricity. People went to stock up on water, to stock up on different types of foods that is not going bad without a fridge, because fridges were not working and freezers and nothing was working basically. So it was a very, very strange day. Luckily, we're here. It's a new day. Electricity went back to parts of Benidorm yesterday in the evening, starting from 6 p.m. Rincon Deloitte mostly, but then other parts didn't have it up until evening/midnight. Us here in Albir, we recovered on midnight. Hopefully, it's not going to be happening back again, but if it is, we are prepared. Some cash, the gas stoves, like a camper stoves, some food that doesn't go bad, fruit, vegetables, etc. All of this, we will have it available in case something like this happens, but hopefully it's not going to be the case. People got stuck at the airports. People got stuck on the train stations, trams as well, electric ones. Obviously, we depend on electricity a lot. That is insane. So many people got stuck at the train stations for a whole night. Even roads were collapsed in a lot of places, road accidents, because the light system wasn't working. Uh, People had their flights delayed, a lot of them, because, well, everything is electronics. So yeah, wasn't the best day yesterday, honestly, but by today we're getting back to a new normality. So hopefully during the day of today, everything will be reestablished. People will be able to get back to their homes with the train, with the at the airport, and everything will be back to normal. But it was an interesting day yesterday. It was really quiet. Like a quiet between this before the storm, like this strange quietness that it doesn't feel normal. That's what we felt yesterday. It was too quiet for us, and at the same time it was pleasant because so many people went outside. People went on the terraces of the places that were still open, that could pay in cash. People went outside to the beach, have a walk. People were not working. No one was able to work basically. So everyone were having just a family day, just sitting, chatting, waiting for things to get back to normal. So we got scared for a second, but then we just adapted to it and we tried to survive this day as much as we could potentially. And now let's get back to the usual news. Free activities in Benidorm town. How two women got a restraining order from the city of Benidorm itself. And how Benidorm taxi drivers became an absolute shame for the city of Benidorm, followed by the weather forecast. Stay tuned for today's latest Benidorm news update if you want to know more. First of all, let's talk about all the different types of events that will be happening here in Benidorm shortly. And here you have them all on the screen. All of these are free of charge events, obviously, for all the locals and tourists too. We're starting with the gym on the beach, which is obviously free of charge, different types of sports activities on the Levante and Poniente beach itself. Plus, there's going to be musical concerts in the inside of the church, right in the old town, St. James and St. Anne's Church, which also don't need to pay any penny for it. Followed by the 28th of April, which is today, with the International Dance Day. Happy International Dance Day. And today on midday, right now, while you're watching this video or slightly before it, we are having a giant dance contest on the Poniente beach, followed by theater performance, which might have some small symbolical amount of money that you would need to pay, but a lot of them are free of charge too. Followed by the Cross Festival on the 1st of May, the Tango Marathon for all the tango lovers from 1st till 4th of May. All this information, by the way, you can find it on the Visit Benidorm official website, and they have agenda, and there by dates you can find all of this that we're showing you right now, exact location, timings, whatever you need to know. Everything is out there. On the 4th of May, there's going to be a bicycle day, and there's going to be a special event from the Folletes Park on the Poniente Beach in Benidorm, from where all people will go with their bicycles, do like a route, and then we'll come back, and there's some prizes, there's some gifts, etc., etc. Obviously, all the excursions, theme parks are opening up. There's marine excursions, there's different water activities on the Levante Beach and Poniente Beach too. Shortly, they will also put the floating platform, which is free of charge, plus another one which is paid, which is Aqua Park, which is like a floating water park inside of the sea. So all these will also be available, if not just yet. There's also floating devices like pedal boats. There is viewpoints, different areas you can visit and enjoy. Plenty of things to do in Benidorm right now. And it is actually really, really busy. As you can see in all our latest videos here on the channel, we show you during this summer season at least, we'll be showing you 2 daily videos. In the morning or midday one will be the live sound, natural sounds, the atmosphere in Benidorm town and the most popular streets, bars, and terraces. And the afternoon ones might be the news update as it is today, or any other interesting video typical to our channel as previously. So you'll get to see Benidorm almost live, what it looks like, and how the places you love and usually visit during your holidays look like right now. So don't miss these videos. Let's continue with the second news, and it is about 2 women that got an official restraining order from the city of Benidorm itself. What could have they have done? What do you need to do to get a restraining order from the city? Well, actually, they did quite a lot of harm, and they absolutely deserve it. These 2 women were traveling almost daily from Alicante city to Benidorm town, and they were stopping right next to touristic accommodation options on the bus stops where buses drop off tourists or pick them up during check-in, check-out timings in hotels, apartments, apart hotels. They were everywhere where tourists with bags and luggages actually were. Why, you will ask? Obviously, to steal their belongings. Since people are looking if the bus is coming, if the hotel is ready for the check-in, a lot of times people just don't check on their luggage really firmly, or they don't see their bag, they leave it somewhere nearby on the bench. And this is when these people were acting, these 2 women. One of them was checking if no one was watching, at least for them to have sufficient of time to get away with it. The other one was stealing things, and then they went into the car and drove back to Alicante immediately, where obviously they would see which kind of belongings there are, if they can sell something, if not, etc. But at the end, this was happening for the 2024 and the beginning of 2025. And now finally they were arrested. They were checked. Obviously, some belongings were never recovered because they were sold already. But at least now they know who these were, and they've received a restraining order from all the area where they were acting. So now what happens is that basically they're not allowed to go into this area at all. And if they do, and if they get caught by police and check their documents, they might go into prison. So we'll see how it goes, but it is not common for people to get a restraining order from the city. But hey, there's a first time for everything, right? We're just glad that now they cannot go to specific parts where most of the tourists are staying. Let's continue with the last news, and it is about Benidorm taxi drivers. And this is sweet and sour news because obviously We know some of the taxi drivers are awful. We've dealt with them ourselves whenever we had to take a taxi. Some of them are very rude. Some of them don't let people pass and almost hit them on the pedestrian walks. Some of them do not absolutely care if you have a priority. They just go as crazy and insane people. But other taxi drivers actually are really, really good. However, the incident that happened just now, recently, a day ago, actually brings a shade on Benidorm taxi drivers. And honestly, it is an absolutely shameful behavior of Benidorm taxi drivers. I would only wish that the police and the investigation would find, and the company itself, the taxi company that owns all of these, will find these people and will ban them maybe from working as a taxi driver, or put a fine on them, or take all the legal actions necessary. What happened actually? Well, this went on to all Spanish newspapers and also television. The taxi driver from Barcelona, actually, who has nothing to do with Benidorm apparently, was picking up people from Barcelona airport. These tourists, for some reason, went to Barcelona, but the accommodation option, the chosen accommodation, was in Benidorm town, which wouldn't be an issue except that it was hours and hours away from Barcelona. Not all taxi drivers will accept this type of job because they are afraid that you're not going to pay them, because that's a huge sum of money. But this taxi driver accepted. He brought these people to Benidorm all the way from Barcelona airport, stopped for them to pick the keys for their accommodation option, and brought them to the accommodation option itself. People paid, obviously, was slightly more than 800 euros. Insane amount of money, but if there's several of you, I think it's kind of all right if you split the amount between all of you. When he left the people inside of their accommodation option, shortly after, several taxi vehicles from Benidorm stopped him on the street, blocking his way. The taxi drivers went outside from the car. There's even video footage, which I'm not sure if we can show, but I'm going to. They went outside. They started to argue with him, asking why is he here? What's he doing? He cannot work in this area. That's their job. He's taking their job away. But he tried to explain. He even showed them the ticket and the bill that he came from Barcelona to bring here tourists. He's not picking up tourists in Benidorm and bringing them somewhere. He's not taking their job. He made his job from Barcelona. So there's nothing illegal that he's doing. Obviously, these people got heated up and they didn't care about what his explanations were, and they absolutely beat him up. Which at the end, this poor taxi driver from Barcelona ended up in the hospital. Obviously, there is a report being done. There is a police investigation being done, and the company, which is Elite Taxi, is saying that it's an absolute shame of Benidorm taxi drivers, and they will find who did it, and he will get the punishment. Which is why I always say, not all people are good. Not all taxi drivers are good. Some of them are brilliant people, very friendly, very helpful. Others will scam you with prices and will beat other people up, even though they didn't do anything. That's how, sadly, this business works. They are really so afraid that they might lose a client. They're so afraid that they're not even looking where the truth is. Very sad and very shameful for those who were involved in this type of accident. Hopefully, they will get punished. And now let's talk about the weather forecast. What is happening right now here in Benidorm town? First of all, here we have the images from today's morning walk. Today is sunny and quite a nice weather. On Friday, however, there might be some rain coming here, and it's going to be in all Spain except the Mediterranean area. So hopefully not going to be coming towards us, and shouldn't be raining unless something happens in our region, just in all other parts of Spain except here and the islands. Temperatures are of around 20 to 21 degrees. Towards Sunday, temperatures will rise to 25 to 27. That's going to be the first ever heat, like a proper hot summer day in Benidorm town. Some people do tend to publish that, oh, it was 26, it was 27. No, it wasn't. We didn't have any single day with these types of temperatures just yet, but we might have starting from this Sunday. Officially, obviously, it's going to be May already, so these type of warm temperatures are expected in our region. The water temperature is 17.1 degrees, by the way, which will continue to increase. And up at June, more or less, first weeks of June, we will hit probably around 19 to 20 degrees of water temperature. So it's going to be very nice, very warm, and great moment for holidays in Benidorm town. Thank you for accompanying us in today's latest Benidorm News update. We wish you an incredible day, and we'll see you here on the channel very, very soon with a brand new video. Goodbye.